Guys, come on. You can't mess with time travel and think that nothing's gonna happen. Hey guys, it's G from the F Word here to review the first German-produced series on Netflix, Dark. As I said in the beginning, this involves time travel. This involves a lot of messed up stuff. This is like if Stranger Things, Hannibal, and Back to the Future all had a baby and it was just really messed up and you just don't know how to take it. But in a good way. So it starts off with a kid missing. His name's Eric. All of his friends, family members, everyone is trying to figure out what happened to this kid. This town of Winden is really plagued by this loss. 2 police officers, one that we focus on, Ehrlich, also lost his brother in a similar fashion 33 years ago. So he's invested in this because it's happened to him before. Then he loses his son Mikkel later on, and now he's really invested. Then we get into our show of figuring out what the hell is going on. Because it is a mind effer. There's no two ways about it. This thing starts off one way, and by the 7th episode goes completely another way, and you are just wondering what the hell is going on. But then when you figure it out, it is this huge just light bulb going off in your head, and it's this aha moment that rarely happens in shows because a lot of times it's telegraphed. And so when you're finding out about these people's lives and how the element of time travel allows us to go spanning the 33 years of their lives from being kids to being adults and the 33 years that happened before that leading to everything, it gives you such character development that you wouldn't normally get. The mistakes these people are plagued by in the present day being 2019 were events that took place in 86. Which were also a series of events that were caused in 53. Those are our 3 timelines that time interweaves itself. Let's get into the good stuff, because I don't want to spoil too much. The writing is very good. The acting is exceptional. The casting is really good, especially when they go back in time and you see the younger selves of the people that, the adults, and then their parents' younger selves in the 53 era. That was really well done casting because you eventually start to see the similarities between the characters that, yeah, this person is this person as a younger person, and I'm saying person a lot because it's just, I'm trying to wrap my head around this show. And at first I was just wondering what the hell was going on because all I can think of is, oh, this is a German Stranger Things, but with time travel. But it's much more than that. The cinematography is great. The colors that they use are dark. The show is called Dark, but they have these elements in there. For instance, our one character, Jonas, wears this yellow raincoat, very similar to the one Georgie wears in It, if you remember that. And he pops out on screen while everything else is a lot darker. It's a very dark color palette, but he's the one that kind of, and artistically speaking, it makes sense in the show, is the one that pops the most. The soundtrack is really good to this too. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the 80s stuff, so when they finally got to the 80s section of it, the music was just perfect and it was cued perfectly. But even the stuff in 2019, the modern day music that they use, the sound design that they use, harken back to that Hannibal feeling I had, which is why I bring up Hannibal. I mean, Back to the Future, easy. It's a time travel thing. So the soundtrack was great and gave this really weird, dark feeling and gave you that feeling of uneasiness. And these people are messed up and their worlds are messed up and the things that happen. It all ties in really well. And again, you've got this music that just blankets the whole thing just perfectly. So I really appreciated that because this soundtrack was great. Some of the negatives. Now, it's kind of a positive and a negative. And I'll tell you why. The editing. The way that they edited it and the way that they went back in time, the only thing that differentiated it was clothes, this music cues that they had, and that's pretty much it. Because the color palette and the cinematography still remains relatively the same. On the one hand, it's really cool the way they did that and made sure that everything seemed normal. It wasn't heightened or taken back a bit or anything like that. But you are confused for a while, especially when they go back into the people's lives in that 86 segment. The 53 is a lot easier to realize, right? From 53 and the 2019, it's easy to distinguish. However, the 86 part was a little bit difficult until they hit those music cues, until they showed you those kind of quintessential things like when the one character goes into the high school and you see the hair and the glasses and the clothes and the music and everything like that. However, it's not necessarily a bad thing because you do get that big light bulb aha moment when you finally realize it and when it clicks, which goes to another negative that I have is it is a bit long. It's very slow. It's very quiet. Okay. With foreign shows and movies, they are very quiet and they're very subtle. So you have to sit there and invest your time and watching the subtitles go, because you have to watch this thing with the actual German playing, not English dubbing. It does tend to be a little bit boring in the 3, 4, and 5 episodes or so, but trust me, once you get past those, it just goes. Trust me, it goes. So although that's a little bit of a negative, they probably could have shaved off a couple episodes like most of these series are, the pattern is forming here where maybe they don't need to go as long as they've gone in terms of how many episodes are per series. But man, when it hits good. So that's all I'm going to say. I need you guys to experience this show. As a final scoring, I don't know, man. Like, I gave Sabor about a 9. They're two completely different shows. The more I got into this and then the later and how it ended, I'm pushing closer to that 9. I'm probably at like an 8.8, and I could very well be a 9 the more I think about it. For someone that isn't very well versed in time travel and all that stuff, it was very well done. And the concepts were really good. And by the end of it, I actually started to understand a little bit of it because in the beginning and in that middle, I was just, duh. So have you guys seen Dark? Let me know what you guys think. Again, you're going to need to invest some time in this, but it's so worth it. So that's my review of Dark. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button. You can follow me on the F Words G. Make sure you're following Entertain Facts on Instagram. You can email us at the fwordpodcast@gmail.com. And you can also find us on Facebook. I'm G, and I am